Hello everyone, my name is Prasiddha Karki, and in this video I will be sharing you my understanding on Kolb learning cycle, its components and how it can be used with some real world examples. I will also be sharing you one interesting detail on Kolb learning cycle that you won't want to miss, so sit back, relax and enjoy the video. Now before looking at Kolb learning cycle, we should first know what other approaches were used. The first one is behaviorism. It says learning is about acquiring visible external behavior through receiving stimuli. And these stimuli could either be positive or negative. One example is giving star or award to students so that they could perform better. In its reaction, another theory popped in known as Cognitivism, and it says that learning is the internal processing of information. For example, asking students to explain their concept to the classroom. The third popular theory is Constructivism, and it says that learning happens when individuals construct their own knowledge in interaction with the environment they are in. For example, allowing some students to participate in experiential learning like project work and so on. While these models were correct in their own way, they oppose to each other. That is, if you are supporting for one, you would be rejecting for others. So David Kolb, influenced by the work of Kurt Lewin, John Dewey and Jean-Pierre Fernand, introduced a new learning concept that is combination of all. The Kolb learning cycle was introduced in his book named Experiential Learning in year 1984. According to him, the learning is one balanced, holistic process of constantly creating knowledge through transforming experience. Some people see learning as a straight line from not knowing to knowing, but Kolb defines learning as a never-ending process. We constantly experience things that defy our view on the world, and we constantly learn, unlearn, and adapt to those experiences. Kolb learning cycle is a flexible model that has gained popularity for its emphasis on experiential learning and its practical application in various settings. The model provides a framework for educators and trainers to design learning experiences that are engaging, effective, and learner-centered. Now let's look at the cycles. There are 4 stages in this cycle, and we'll discuss one by other in the order that is given by Kolb. I'll also be including one real-world example on each of the stages so that it would help us learn better. The first stage of the cycle is concrete experience, which involves learning through direct experience. This could be a real-life situation or some simulated experience. In this stage, individuals learn by doing, and they often rely on their intuition and feelings to guide their actions. Now in this stage, a real-life scenario was presented to students of MD by their professors, and that gave them the chance to feel the situation and the gravity of it. The second stage is reflective observation, and in this stage, individuals step back from the experience and observe it from different perspectives. They may be looking for patterns or insight that can help them improve. And in this stage, the students were watching and analyzing their professors on how they interact with the patients. They also observed how the senior doctor handled the critical situations and learned from their expertise. The third step is abstract conceptualization. In this stage, learners develop concepts or theories based on their observations and reflections from the previous stage. This stage involves thinking and analyzing the information gathered. Now, the example on this case is the students were asked to think about the situation and come up with a plan of action based on their insights that were gained during their previous stage. The final stage of this cycle is active experimentation. This stage involves applying the concept of theories developed in the previous stages to a new situation or experience. This stage involves doing and testing out new ideas and theories. Now, in this stage, the students were allowed to apply the plan in real-world environment, and they were allowed to interact with the patient directly so that they could perform their actions that they learned. The important thing to note here is that Kolb learning cycle is not a linear process. Learners may move back and forth between stages, and the cycle may repeat itself several times as they gain new insight and experiences. The goal is to use each stage to enhance the learning process and support learning and development. And the flexibility part of this cycle is that you can start from any of the stages. Now that you understood the cycle, let's see where you can use them and where you should not be using this cycle. The cycle can be used in the subject that requires hands-on learning and practical applications such as cooking, carpentry, etc. It can also be used in team building and leadership development program, as it encourages active participation and reflection. And also it can be used in adult education and training programs. Now let's talk about where we cannot use this cycle. It cannot be used for subjects that require structured and focused learning, such as math and engineering. It cannot be used for learners who are not comfortable with self-directed learning or who prefer a more passive approach of learning. The model may not be used for training programs that require a high degree of standardization or consistency in learning outcomes. Now about the interesting part for which you are waiting for. The interesting part on Kolb learning cycle is it not just gave us the cycle to use for learning, but also 4 different stages that learners prefer in their learning processes. And if you can understand these styles of learner, it would be really easy for you to approach on the learning process. These styles are diverger. Divergers prefer to learn by observing and feeling. They like to consider different perspectives and ideas and may be more interested in the social aspects of learning. They tend to be creative and imaginative and may enjoy careers in art, literature, or social science. The second style is assimilator. The assimilators prefer to learn by thinking and reflecting. They like to analyze and synthesize the information and may be more interested in abstract concepts and theories. They tend to be logical and systematic and may be well suited for careers in research and academics. The third style is converger. Converger prefers to learn by thinking and doing. They like to solve problems and make decisions based on the practical applications of ideas. They tend to be focused on the task at hand and may be less interested in the social aspects of learning. Convergers are often well suited for careers like engineering, technology, and science. The fourth style is accommodator. Accommodator prefers to learn by doing and feeling. They like to take risks and try out new approaches and may be less interested in planning or analyzing the information. They tend to be hands-on and practical and may enjoy careers in sales, marketing, and entrepreneurship. Now, it is important to note that individuals may have preference for one or more of these learning styles, but they are capable of using all of them in different situations. And understanding one's learning style can help individuals choose learning experience that aligns with the preference of learners and that gives them strength on learning. It can also help individuals adapt to different learning environment and situations. To conclude this video, as you can see that Kolb learning cycle is a powerful model that can help individuals and organizations understand the process of learning and develop more effective learning experience. By moving through the 4 stages of cycle, that is concrete experience, reflective observation, abstract conceptualization, and active experimentation, individuals can gain new insights, develop new skills, and apply their learning to real-world situations. Additionally, understanding one's learning style can help individuals tailor their learning experience to their preference and strength and can help them adapt to different learning environments and situations. Thank you for listening to me this far, and I hope this video helped you on understanding the Kolb learning cycle and how and where you can use them. Keep learning.